Hi, colleagues. It's John Fischetti. Welcome to episode 14 of We Will Get Through This, Transformative Leadership for Disruptive Times. It's great to have you along today. And today's theme is really around the notion of old school and new school. And on behalf of my colleague, Scott Emig, I welcome you to this theme, which is particularly relevant at this time, which has almost transformed the entire world's notion of blended online school from home so dramatically that a few months ago, we never would have thought it was possible that virtually all of our teaching and learning in the Western world has transformed to an online space. It's raised equity issues, it's raised opportunities, and at the end of this, it's going to change everything we know about why we bring young people to schools on a daily basis. It's a really exciting time for you as leaders to think through, so where have we been and where are we going? And the metaphor I'm using is the old school approach versus the new school. And we're not replacing old school, we're building upon it. And I think you'll hear and or see, based on the podcast or video casts that you watch or listen to, my rationale and my logic for where we're headed. And it's not a perfect outcome that we understand we're heading toward. It's a journey we're on to co-construct learning with our young people, with our parents in the community, so that young people are inspired, excited, and engaged so they can have great lives. And a lot of what we've done in the past carries forward. Some of the traditional structures and how we've even designed classroom and assessments will likely be totally ratified very shortly if they haven't been already by all of this. Behind me, you'll see the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, and one of the nonverbal aspects I'd love to bring to this presentation is to take a look at those and see if some of the new school approaches don't align with attempting to get the end of hunger and the end of poverty, gender equity, healthcare for all, sustainable environment, good jobs and economic growth for all, and closing the gaps of participation for certain groups that have been marginalized for way too long around the world. So we hope you enjoyed this video. We look forward to your feedback. Thanks for your participation and listening. We hope you have a great week and really take on the challenge of when we get to the future normal, we're going to go through this new normal and we're going to bring along with us some of what was in the old normal, but maybe we'll have a different kind of teacher and a different kind of school for our learners who will be really glad to see us at least for a few weeks if we can get our learning right. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon. Hi, colleagues. This is John Fischetti. It's great to be with you today. What I'd like to try to do is to frame for you the difference between what I'm calling old school and new school designs for learning and teaching. Most of us are products of old school. Old school would be teacher-focused. The primary pedagogy would be didactic. Teachers in front of learners, then passively listening. So teacher-focused and passive. Mostly compliance-based, where there's a curriculum and a syllabus to follow. And there'll be assessments at the end of that. Mostly rules-based. How much of schooling is about following the rules. And most about sameness, meaning that each child gets about the same dose of education divvied out about the same way. We'll call that equality. And assessment is primarily for sorting. Sorting young people by those that are at the upper or lower levels. Assessment schemes that actually try to get the top 30%, not necessarily everyone to the highest level. That indicates to me that this metaphor, old school, is about success for some. Does it remind you of your own education? It certainly does for me. New school, on the other hand, is learner-focused. It's much more about activity and action. It's about passion and the passion of learners and teachers. It's about personalization, trying to get the education right for every child. It's about a focus on fairness, giving every child what they need, which is a premise or the premise in my mind of a vision of equity. And then it's about assessment
for learning and as learning. You can see how assessment for sorting gets us success for some, and assessment for learning is designed to get us success for all. So New School is learner-focused, passion-based, personalized, fair, with learning as a part of assessment's goals, not sorting. This notion and the big change, I think, of where we've been to where we're going is right here, that in the past we needed schools to drive success for maybe 1/3 to 1/2 of us, and no longer is there anything to do if you're not well educated. The under and uneducated population really has nothing in their trajectory that can get them success in the future. Therefore, this paradigm of New School with learner-focused passion, personalization, fairness, really proper assessment could lead us to success for all. Now, we're on this journey. We're not there yet. So you'll see many schools holding on to the schools that we know rather than inventing the schools that we need. And popping up all around Australia, all around the world, are models that are embedding some of these characteristics. They're not perfect, and there may be some things that continue to be evolved. But what we'd like to do in our work together is to really see and test how we get from old to new, because this premise is where we're going. And some of the smart tools that are being invented through some of the immersive and emerging technologies give us some chance to allow teachers to redefine their roles as this kind of enabling co-constructor of learning with their students. So in fact, we need a different kind of teacher for this different kind of school. Are we still preparing teachers to be old school teachers just at the time we actually need them to be new school? So as we follow up on this little video, I look forward to working with you to tease out both the strengths and limitations of new school, and also so we don't throw out all of old school, because a lot of great pedagogy, a lot of great ideas, and a lot of great expertise remain. But we're on this journey from old to new, and if we can get our mindset around it, we might make schools that are places young people want to go to be inspired and excited, and the people who go there to work with them will be, rather than places that young people go to watch their teachers work, which too often under old school they are today. Thanks very much. We'll see you soon.